What up, everybody? It's your boy Pyro Slays Music. Today we're checking out Hoss by Lagwagon. We got the guy from Bonanza on the cover. We've reacted to several songs off of this album. Those songs have been in constant rotation. So I kind of had like, I know there's going to be some gold in this album. But I will say it is a bit concerning how long this album is. 26 freaking songs. Holy shit. So immediately when I see that, I get a little worried because like sometimes artists have a little habit of overfilling the album and with a lot of filler. So I'm worried about that. Just a smidgen. But damn, the ones that are good are really good so far. Like, let's get into it. I'll call out the ones that I've heard already. And let's get... Kids don't like to share. What about adults? I don't want to fucking share. Bunch of jerks.
And now you're searching for that new desire. It's your greatest passion. Set them up and knock them down. Put them on a pedestal like solitary. Wear that ring you're married. It's all yours to their envy. Cause you hold a hierarchy of senses. They are drawn like magnets. To a genius it's confirmed. Set them up and knock them down. Take it so accountable. But this is no great loss. Cherry never was a choice. It'll remain your beautiful ideals like curiously through them. Many documented, sympathetic, they are all pathetic. You dethrone your king without listening, without ever listening. Christ is realized as he burns on your cross. This is no great loss, another one will come. The wait is short, the search is brief. You find another faith, another Clark Kent, another Superman. Fighting in the can, and tasting so accountable. Cherry never was a choice. You prayed on your cross, gives you credit and a voice. Only it'll remain your beautiful ideals vicariously through them. And now they're searching for that new Messiah. It's their greatest passion. It's the latest fashion.
Okay, all right. So towards the end of that song, I felt like, for those of you who have watched Seinfeld, when George is like got his zipper stuck at the therapist and he just can't get over it. That's how I felt with this goddamn cord trying to undo it. But that being said, I was thinking the whole time while I was doing that, which is probably what hindered me, this is really well written. We're coming out the gate with a critique of religion. And I've studied a lot of theology. So let's dive into it. Let's have some fun here. And now you're searching for that new Messiah. It's your greatest passion to set him up and knock it down. Put him on a pedestal, idolatry. And it's regularly. Okay, I see. Maybe talking about how people have like statues of Christ in their house on the cross, and kind of worshiping that rather than being good and going out in the world and trying to live by morals. I guess that's what my guess would be there. So it's almost like you are idolizing a piece of wood, if you will, or whatever it's made of. That's what I'm taking from right there. It's all yours to their envy because you hold a hierarchy of senses. Okay, so they're drawn like, okay, hold on, because you hold a higher sense of a hierarchy of senses. I think that's kind of taking a jab at not just Christians. It's across the board, honestly. Most religions, they act like they have a superior sense of morality, when realistically you don't need to be religious to be a good person. Like, you can still be a good person, go out, do good things, and they'll act like because they are following this religion or code or whatnot, that they are doing better than you, if you will. Kind of, I didn't have a whole lot of, like, I grew up in the church. I didn't have a whole lot of times where people, like, looked down on us or anything like that, or on me, I should say. And I was kind of an odd kid anyways, so I feel like if they were going to look down on anybody, it would have been me. I was a little bit of an outcast. I was real quiet. I didn't talk much. Yeah, I was a quiet kid. And I didn't really have any social skills either. So I didn't have all that. Everyone around in the church was nice. I never felt like they were pushing religion on me, per se. And we grew up in a Lutheran church, not Missouri Synod. The other one, which I cannot remember off the top of my head, but everybody was so chill and they're so kind. I went back like 5 years later and they were all like, "Oh, how are you doing?" You know, and never once they were like, "You should come to church. We haven't been counting the days since you're gone," like that kind of shit. But there are definitely, people that tend to just act holier than thou. It's a tale old as time. Even in religious texts, you had the Pharisees, for example, in the Bible, and they act like dickholes on the corner and basically act like everybody, they're better than everybody. So that is absolutely fair. They're drawn like magnets to a genius. It's confirmed. Now set him up and knock him down, and your taste is so accountable. So I'm not really sure where we're going at here, but this is no great loss, and sharing never was a choice. He's burned on the cross. Okay, not sure really. So far, let's keep it going. Which gives your credit in your voice. Okay, yeah. So you're basically taking the credit of Jesus and you're utilizing that in your station of where you feel confident that your morals are superior to somebody else. We're just rolling with this here, guys. And when he died, too many were sympathetic. They are all pathetic. And you dethroned your king without ever listening. That is interesting. Now, this part I find actually really intriguing, and I don't know if it's this deep. But, for example, right after Jesus died, the apostles all squabbled amongst themselves because a lot of them didn't understand the teachings of Jesus, and they all kind of did different things. Some of them went a more traditional route in teaching where they utilized like a lot of like Jewish traditions, and others went the opposite of that because they thought Jesus would. So that's what I'm getting from that, perhaps, but I could be completely wrong on that. That could be a little too deep for what I'm hearing, but that's what I'm taking. And Jesus Christ is realized, and he burns on your cross. This is no great loss. Another one will come. Okay, so perhaps another one will come. Is he talking about iterations, perhaps? So with religions, you have you had your original. Honestly, I want to say, if I'm recalling right, it was Judaism, okay? I think Gnosticism popped up around the time of Judaism, or obviously after. And then from Judaism, we went to Christianity. Some split off into, you had the Catholic Church, the Lutherans, the Methodists. You have then the iteration of the Mormon Church, which comes later. where they have a new prophet, a new. I'm not sure if the Jehovah's Witness is similar. I had a friend who was Jehovah's Witness, and shockingly was not like someone who pressured people. Actually, he was hilarious with it. When he was like talking to me about theology, and we were just bullshitting when I was working at the factory, and it was hilarious because he was like. He's like, so what are you? You know, and I was like, yeah, I'm Lutheran pretty much. You know, it's where I grew up, and I like my church because they made us go to like Hinduist temples and Buddhist temples. They made us go through all these different areas of faith, and to make sure that's what we wanted, and we were just following our parents' footsteps, which is another huge up for that my church, in my opinion. But he was like, I finally got around to asking him, I was like, so what about you? You know, and he's like. I'm a Jehovah's Witness. And I was like, and he's like, knock, knock, sound familiar? And he never once pressured me about it. He just had questions about my faith, and it was kind of cool. And those are the kind of people I love. If you're religious and you're not pushy about people, you're not outwardly judging, hey, you're good in my book. And there are people out there like that. It's not just one card, one person makes this whole group bad, just like anything, in my opinion. Let's keep it moving, though. The wait is short and search is brief. You find another faith, another cart client. Yeah, so I think he's talking about iterations here. And your taste is so accountable, and sharing never was a choice, which gives you credit and a voice. Only here to replay your beautiful ideals vicariously through them. So, I think you have people that are like, for example, you got people that are homophobic, and they'll go in and read the Old Testament, which is like the story of it's like the story of Jewish tradition, in at least from my understanding, and then like Christianity actually starts in the New Testament because it's Christian Christ, right? And people will come into the Old Testament or whatever. They'll utilize certain verses to justify their own problems. Oh, I don't like two dudes kissing. Thankfully, God doesn't like it either, because it says it in this one line in the Bible, instead of just being like, oh, two dudes kissing, who gives a shit? If it's really that big of a deal, guess what? They can deal with it. God can deal with it. It's legitly in the Bible, the most quoted thing is like, love thy neighbor. And a lot of people will skip over that to justify something that they have against a certain group of people or something. And you'll see that in any religion, not just Christianity. You'll see it within Judaism. You'll see it in Islam. It happens all over the place. This song is great. I love that we are 12 minutes in and we have checked out one song because the lyrics there were really solid. I like that it gets the thought process brewing. It doesn't just when I'd rather see critiques of religion and theology rather than just outward bashing, because then I feel like you're just trying to be offensive and you're not really just trying to understand that there's a massive amount of different people on this earth we have to coexist with, and we all have different opinions and views. And my belief is that as long as those views that you're preaching are not interfering on other people in a negative light, then you're fine. And I like that this is the thought process right off the rip. We're going to throw something that makes you actually think. You thought you were getting into a fun album because fucking last album they were talking about drunk driving on mowers. You know what I mean? Here we go. We're going to start it off. Boom. We're going to critique religion as a whole and kind of go at it. I like it. Violins. We've heard this one. Let's rock out.
Another bull, and I have to keep telling myself that I am just a hypocrite, and I have to keep calling you one, and I forgot to bite my tongue, as my assumption is the mother of all men.
that's a goddamn certified banger. See, and this is what I like so far. All right, so we have a critique on religion, Wrath the Rip, that caused some deep thoughts. And then you come into this, and he's talking about a girl that he's missing, from my understanding at least. It almost has this like pop punk kind of vibe to it. It's a little bit more fun. At the same time, it still really keeps the enough grit here that it's like falls in that skate punk, not like pop punk by any means, but it's interesting. And I love that we're swapping to something. And in general, you come from that first topic, you come into this. There was a time where I was like, is he talking about drugs, you think? I bring out the worst in you, and you try to let me know. You bring out the worst in me, anxiety. I'm trying to let you go. You say I'm giving you the creeps, so I assume the role, open my claws, and grasp for your heart. Maybe not. But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, initially, that first burst of lyrics, you're like, wait a second, is this maybe a little deeper than I thought? So you kind of analyze it a little different, and I like that. It keeps you guessing. Name dropping. Now, this one, we might have reacted to. Let's hear it. I'll have to. It sounds familiar. Hey! Oh!
Chrissy can't take all the pressure. Kevin hates the girl he dates. PSS, he's gonna snap. I need a new car to drive away. Derek beats up on his girlfriend. Jesse likes to comb his hair. Hannah said he's on a wagon. I try not to speak today. You slip and fall, they pick you up and throw you down again. I left them there and found them here. I was really smart enough to dodge the careless words. Find them everywhere. Breaks you into two. And there's two in one. Emily has sex with Joey. Since it's weird, he must be gay. Everyone fucking hates. I try not to laugh today. Every word you hear, you read. Every word you repeat, you change. It's a quarter dance, a phone. Why don't you call someone who cares? You slip and fall, they pick you up and throw you down again. I left them there and found them here. I was really smart enough to dodge the careless words. You find them everywhere. Breaks me into two. I left them there and found them here. It breaks me into two.
I just like the flow of that song so much. So that one made me like sparked the. This feels like a Tony, like the whole soundtrack could just be thrown on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, and you'd be like fine so far. Bombs Away is I don't think we've heard name dropping either. So that one's a new one to me. So far, this album's looking solid, to say the least. Let's continue. I'm liking the production. The mixing's great. It's a fat record album, and you can kind of hear that. And I love that shit. So Bombs Away.
You've got a thing about being lame. You think you'll show us all your handicap is great. You've got to think about being lost. You think without concern you'll find yourself and you'll never be forgotten. Your family never wanted this one. With all of her thoughts, she's trailing far behind. She's feeling incomplete. She has the will to win. Listening, I live inside your room. And she's running tell me now. I never could relate to how you've been forgotten. Your family never wanted this one with all of her flaws. But I wanna know, was this deprivation for money or for love? This is the last time you will be denied, girl. You want that world that they took away. Go pick up the pieces, finding a stranger. I can't save you. Find the life you left in a box. The word you said has cut you off. Burden, it fills you with regrets. You never finish, that feeling incomplete. You carry their baggage, the guilt that holds you down. This is the last time you will be denied, girl. You want that world that they took away. Go pick up the pieces, finding a trigger. I can't save you. Find the life you left in a box. Ones that cut you off. Bombs away, you bombs away, you bombs away, you bombs away. Now bombs away, now bombs away, now bombs away, now 'cause life's been so hard and so long. That's why I'm writing you this song.
Love the instrumental there on that one. You've got a thing about being lame. You think you'll show us all your handicap is great. I'm not going to go through all these lyrics, but I'm just curious about something here. You've got a thing about being lost. You think with our concern, you'll find yourself and you'll never be forgotten. Your family never wanted this one with all of her flaws. She's trailing far behind. She's feeling incomplete. She has no will to win. Listening, I live inside your room, and you punish me as though I punish you. Dumb before it's done, I am a saint. I am saint. Will you tell me now I never could relate to how you've been forgotten? Your family never wanted this one with all her flaws, but I want to know, was this deprivation for money or for love? This is the last time you will be denied, girl. You want that world that they took away. Go pick up the pieces, find inner strength, because I can't save you. Find the box you left in life you left in a box. The world you said has cut you off. Bombs away, you bombs away. Okay, so I think this is like where somebody's, so carry your burden. It fills you with regret. You never finished. That feeling incomplete. You carry their baggage, the guilt that holds you down. This is the last time you will be denied, girl. You want that world that they took away. Go pick up the pieces. Find the inner strength, because I can't save you. Find the life. Yes, the bombs away. It's talking about maybe not so much a toxic relationship, but somebody who is lashing out on other people and using their baggage as a weapon. Maybe they're bitter and like they feel like there's a part of life that got taken away from them by how family members treated them. And they're now lashing out in later relationships and kind of creating a toxic environment instead of trying to get help and perhaps overcome the feelings maybe through therapy or something, right? And it sounds like the narrator here is urging that person to go find help because they can't do it for them. They can't handle this anymore. Solid lyrics. Move the car. That's a funky ass bass line.
Story, it grows older. Story is no story here. I never knew what it is. There's no sign of it ending. If I am it and ought to be, they're telling me I am. They're telling me I am. They're telling me I am. Holy race car driver. Superficial hit and you're on the list at every door. You don't follow race back cars. Competition, competition, you drive. Just because I don't go to the church where you reside, I might as well forget it. The 90s won't be back again till I'm 48 years old. I can be the hungry as I eat my words again. Appealing yet appalling, rising to my falling. Going to extreme as I am gagging on their scene. I'm gagging on their scene. I'm gagging on the scene. Holy race car driver. Superficial hidden and you're on the list at every door. You don't follow race fast cars. Competition, competition, you shit. I'm the driver. Over time it needs defense. I move that car. And for a moment it makes sense. But I feel them in the end. I'm failing in the end. In the arms of old age, knowing only one to lose, feeling nothing more to hide, consider life a forgery. As you're gagging on your scene, admit to fraudulent, driven to this thought, death is certain. Fate is blind, fully race car driver, superficial and you're on the list at every door. You don't follow race fast cars. Competition, competition, you drive. Competition, competition, I lose it. I fail it in the end. I fail it in the end.
I mean, what a fun bass line. The build up to that chorus, like I think the bass line's cool. A lot of this song is kind of meh, but it's so worth it for the build up to that chorus, and then the chorus just beats the freaking shit out of you with vibes. Let's talk about these lyrics here. The story, it grows older. The story is no story here. I never knew what it is, and there's no sign of ending it. As I am in and ought to be, they are telling me I am. They're telling me I am. They are telling me I am. Bowling race car driver. I got that line. Like, I don't know if we've reacted to this one or not, because I picked up on that chorus pretty damn quick. You know what I mean? Really quick for me. So there is a possibility we've reacted to this, and it's just not been in rotation for a little bit, even with it being in a playlist or something. I don't really know. I can't really see it on my thing here. It doesn't seem so, but you guys will have to let me know there. Bowling race car driver, superficial hitman. You are on the list at every door. You don't bowl or race fast cars. Composition, competition, you drive. Just because I don't go to the church where you reside, I might as well forget it. The 90s we won't be back again until I'm 48 years old. I can be the hungry as I eat my words again, appealing yet appalling, rising to my falling. I'm going to the extreme ends. I'm gagging on their scene. I'm gagging on their scene. I'm gagging on their scene. Bowling, race car driver, superficial hitman, you are on the list at every door. You don't bowl or race fast cars. Composition, competition, you shift. I'm the driver. Over time, it's defense. I move their car, and for a moment, it makes sense. But I fail them in the end. I fail them in the end. In the arms of old age, knowing only one to lose, feeling nothing more to hide. Consider life a forgery as you're gagging on your scene. Admit fraudulence, driven to this thought. Death is certain, faith is not. Bowling, race car driver, superficial hitman, you're on the list at every door. You don't bowl or race fast cars. Composition, competition, you drive. Competition, competition, I'm losing. I fail in the end. Lost my phone. Didn't even know I had it over there. Yeah, I don't know what the hell we're talking about here. And I don't even have something I could speculate on. I don't know. It's kind of nonsensical. If you guys in the comments would love to break that down, I'm all for it. I still really enjoyed that. So far, 0 skips on this song, on this album. 0. Sleepy. I think we've heard this one. Yeah.
Why it's me, I'm bored again. All is well, I'm not insane. I've been drunk for 7 days. Everything is fine. I made some friends, broke the ice. Then I ate some bread and cheese. Eat some weight to keep me warm. Everything's okay. It's me, delivering psychosis over the phone to you. I color your blue. 10,000 miles from you. I'm sinking all alone, treading new waters. Where is my buoy? That smells like a dirty sock. Everyone's got the flu. Rather be sick of you. I'd rather be asleep. You're right. It's me, delivering psychosis over the phone to you. I color your world blue. 10,000 miles from you. I'm sinking all alone, treading new waters. I'm missing my buoy. When I get home, the band will have its first hit song. You and I will buy some rings and a suburban home. I'll bring home the bacon bits. We'll make our parents scramble eggs. I'll take you out to breakfast tonight, then we'll go to sleep.
What a fucking banger, guys. That one's close to being a 10 for me. I'm not even gonna front with you. My daughters and I just bop the shit out of this song. Since I've reacted to it, the kids, anytime it comes up, it's me delivering psychosis. When that hits, they're singing along with the whole time. Fantastic fucking song. Good shit. The bit at the end, it cracks me up every time. I'll bring home the bacon bits. We'll make our parents grandparents. I'll take you out to breakfast at night, and then we'll go to sleep. Just, it's like these lyrics are Seinfeld-esque. You know what I mean? Just singing about everyday shit, and I love it. I'm here for it. Also, kind of weirdly reminds me of when I proposed to my wife. Because of the whole, like, we'll make our parents grandparents. Like, it's the whole thing's like, hey, we'll set up camp once I'm set. You know what I mean? Once I can support this fully, that's what I'm getting at least. We're gonna do this thing, right? We're gonna get serious. But it reminds me because when I went to propose to my wife, I was just like, I didn't want to do it the first place we went on a date was IHOP. So like a dumbass, I was going to propose to her in the parking lot of IHOP because I knew she wouldn't want me to do it in the restaurant, but I wanted to do it where I first our first date was. And when we got to the parking lot for me to propose, I opened the door for her, and this is where I was going to drop down on one knee, right? So we're in the back, like behind this IHOP. I look to the car next to us that's parked right fucking next to us, and one of the girls that's working there is banging some dude in her car. So we're just like trying not to watch. And they didn't even fucking care. They kept going. And I was just like, what do I do? So like the way back, like I was like, I'm not going to propose to my wife while there's somebody getting banged in the car next to me. You know what I mean? Not going to happen. So I ended up proposing to her later, but I just couldn't stop laughing on the way home. And she was just like, what? And I was like, this is, what are the chances? Tonight of all times. That's the only time I've ever seen that in my life. Hilarious. But that's kind of every time I hear it, that just sparks that memory, and it that cracks me up. Sick, which is another one. What the fuck? Fucking hit puberty randomly, dude. Sick is the next one, and I think we've heard this one as well, but let's hear it before I fully say that.
I've been living for years in question, some obsession. Was I last to live with no answers as a life cried wolf? I'm ashamed to mention my anguish, but silence lies empty. If I say it again, can I kill it? Will you lend me your ears? Breathe in, breathe out, exhale, acting, sweating. A broken smile provides them a view. Projection is nothing new. Just once I'd like them to feel it, suffer in my skin. For a moment, stand in my shoes, filled with swelling moods. I keep this room, and this room keeps me chained to my organs. I am quarantined to a place that's dark, staring at three walls. The door is locked to them. Maybe now that they all know it, you'll find solace. As you're drowning in narcissism, or is it self-loathing? You fought it all in your head, boy, psychosomatic. They used to humor you, now they pity you, and nothing changed. I keep this room, and this room keeps me chained to my organs. I am quarantined to a place that's dark, staring at three walls. The door is locked behind me. If I say it again, can I kill it? If I say it again, can I kill it? If I say it again, can I kill it? Cause they are sick of my complaining. I am sick of being sick. I tell you dependent, don't let them go to your head. I'm ashamed to mention my anguish, cause silence lies empty. Silence lies empty. Silence lies empty. Silence lies empty. Silence. Silence. Silence lies empty. Silence lies empty. Silence lies empty.
Not even close to halfway. So there's like assumptions I just want to jump to. You know, we're this far in the album, and normally that would be like, you're safe to make some assumptions, right? But 26 songs, guys. 26 freaking songs. We're 7 in, and I want to heap words of, honestly, praise so far on this. But I want to hold off a little bit. Let's keep it together. Let's not get too excited here. But I will say, they've got chorus power. They've got this, all right. So for all the people who played Guitar Hero, if you're not an like, I'm sure people that play instruments also play Guitar Hero, but it's a video game. It's much different, obviously. But there's a point where you hit so many notes right or whatever, and you can hit this star power, and just fucking everything sounds so crisp during that star power. Every chorus on this album so far has had that moment, it feels like. And it's pretty awesome. It's just like they reach another level, another echelon in like the tier list when they hit those choruses. You're like, oh, this is a good song, and then they hit the chorus and you're like, this is a really good song. Son of a bitch. This chorus is fucking bop. Rifle. I'm pretty sure we've heard this one as well, but let's find out.
On their sympathy, you're the one waving the flag. You're the one starting the war. We're not compromising or trying to conquer.
Not gonna lie. So up until the middle part, there was an instrumental bit that popped in that really intrigued my interest. But before that, nothing really popped for me at all. And then the rifle part, when he started yelling rifle, I love that. So intriguing for sure. This doesn't have much lyrics, so let's go through this. I'm not the one who's pointing the finger, you hypocrite. We are not... I just laugh at that line just in general because I'm not the one pointing the finger, you hypocrite. But isn't that an accusation? Calling someone a hypocrite. Isn't that pointing the finger back? Tisk. We're not true enough to be part, but I speak of what I have learnt. I haven't a flag to be burnt. Born wrong, descend upon us. You're only honest, but are you an artist? Or just a preacher to those who want to hate everything you told them to see, everything you told them to hear? We simply ask them to listen and express what we feel. Descend upon us, you're only honest, but are you an artist or just a preacher to those who want to hate everything you told them to see? This reminds me, this is, by the way, real quick, ADHD moment. This is 30-year anniversary. This came out in 95. So happy 30th. If I didn't start the video like that, which I don't think I did, which I was planning on doing, but I didn't. So we're going to say that now. Happy 30th to this album. That being said, I think what we're talking about here is, again, we're talking about, is this preacher a con man? And I don't want to point fingers because I am far from a perfect individual. But we're seeing a lot of this currently with, you can see it a lot with right-wing politics where they utilize on very surface level Christian ideals, and they say them and don't back them up at all. And Christians flock to them. And you could also say, like, trans people, 3% of the population, and they're like acting like they're these like fucking villains. You know what I mean? These terrible villains. And it's just like so not only hypocritical, but paper thin. Like, it's shocking that people don't see it. But I think it's like when you're wrapped up in your belief, sometimes it's just like nice to have other people that have that similar belief. And they kind of fall into a little bit of a gullible thing. It happens with all kinds of stuff, right? Not just religion. So, but it's just something odd that for sure. I'll never understand it. Never understand that. But that's what I think we're talking about here. Everything you told them to hear, you know what I mean? Like, for example, the trans issue. Like, I don't think trans people are mentioned at all in the Bible. I think the beginning of the Bible, when God created man and woman, is utilized like a weapon against trans people. And I think that this is a really, like, if they just pour shit tons of money into advertising and like flood your news and whatever about it, your news feeds, and then you're all fired up about something because they want you to be fired up about it. And then you start harboring a belief there. I think that's what we're talking about here. And it happens. It does. I'm afraid, though, that, you know, it's not just religion. It does happen a lot in there, and that's pretty prominent right now. So it's an easy target for sure. I think we're talking about the guns aspect here of the U.S., probably playing on their sympathy. You're probably like Republicans, where they're very pro-gun and fight for their country, even though that contradicts what their faith is. Going, like, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. I think that's what we're talking about here. We're not compromising or trying to conquer. Oh, the end here. Playing on their sympathy. You're the one waving the flag. You're the one starting the war. We're not compromising or trying to conquer. And okay, so this could be talked about so many different aspects right now. You're playing on people's sympathy. You're waving a flag. And again, like, the first thing that comes to my mind is the, you know, LGBT community that gets attacked a lot, because this is the kind of stuff that's utilized against that. And that's really problematic when you're preaching this kind of thing, because it's just creating hate. And honestly, you know, for no reason, you're creating this guilt for someone. If it is a problem and your religion is correct and we die and that's, you know, what happens, that's for whatever, that's for that thing to decide, God to decide or whatever, right? You have no right as a human to make another person feel that way. Or you shouldn't. How about that? Maybe you have a right if we're talking freedom of speech, but you shouldn't do that. Good song. Especially the second half. I just wasn't huge on the first half of it. Weak.
know them and what makes them burn. Take out your aggressions and alleviate the hurt. You'll find some lost you'll never know. I sit down now, 'cause I'm not playing with you. Abusing your peers and all your defense. In passive aggression, accusing all that's but you. Hurt the ones you've brought to love. You feed on them. Venom and it fills your empty soul. When they get into them, your sharp words, alcohol in hands. Guilt by guilt, your checkered past. You have the last word. Laugh at me as I sit this one out and then dancing around me.
I was banging. Come to me. Come to know them and what makes them burn. Take out your aggressions and alleviate the hurt. You'll find so much you'll never know. I sit down now because I'm not playing with you. Amusing, abusing, you'll give in on your demons. In passive, aggressive, accusing, all that come to. Hurt the ones you've grown to love. You'd be on them. You'd be on them. The betterment refills your empty soul. Release into them your sharp words, alcohol enhanced. You'll find guilt, your checkered past. You'll have the last word. Laugh at me as I sit this one out and they're dancing around me. Afraid. Come to know them and what makes them burn. Take out your aggressions and alleviate the hurt. You'll find so much you'll never know. You give me strength to call it weak. So I think we're talking about somebody that's abusing alcohol and acting like an asshole with their words. They're taking out their aggressions to alleviate their own sorrow that they're trying to drown, most likely. And they're just using words like weapons, you know, and pushing people away they love. That's what I'm getting here. And then it gets to a point where you're making your friends, you're giving them the confidence to call what you're doing weak. Maybe. That's what I'm taking from it. That's what I'm taking from it. Black Eyes, which I do know this one.
He knows no shame and takes no blame. This simple time sees everything. He's only satisfied to point out others' mistakes. Never afraid to use his pride. His tradition is old. His faith a hand-me-down. The family wears them on his sleeve around that value left under a Christmas tree. He once had the kid. This image in his grandparents' eyes. No gun, no drug, no rape, no end. Damn. This vacant soul is pale and blue in empty gaze. His crow's feet are A vision of defeat, sick and tired of the meaninglessness, the irrational. He desensitized with every need and emotion. A cup half empty, but full of euphoria. He's searching for the light switch in the dark to switch his routine, to find a reason, to find faith and peace of mind. When one too many beliefs die, it's hard to see through these black eyes. Everyone forgives, everyone forgets, everyone is true, and no one here will lie to you. He knows the truth, he knows the truth, hear nothing certain, disregard what you've learned, to find faith and peace of mind. All of their God died with his peace. I should know him that he's in me.
What an outro. That was odd, but it worked. Okay, so I think what we're talking about here a lot on this album are what I would call the blind spots of faith. Like, there's nothing wrong inherently with having faith in a religion, but there is a problem where people around you are feeling bullied by your beliefs, bludgeoned, and then making them feel so much guilt that in a way it's a form of bullying. So I just think it's like what I say about blind spots. It's like, again, nothing wrong with having that faith. And it's okay to have that faith. And it's great that you have that faith, as long as you're not utilizing that as a weapon, something you could fall into by having faith. Something you should be wary of, something you should be aware that you make sure you're not doing. I think we're hitting a lot of these notes, the stories of like, I believe this talks about an older person that kind of used their passed down faith. Maybe they didn't even really truly have faith, just what they've been taught, and then them, repeating that in kind of an abusive manner. But let's dive into lyrics here a little bit before we get ahead of ourselves. He knows no shame and takes no blame. This simpleton sees everything. He's only satisfied to point out others' mistakes, never afraid to use his pride. His tradition is old, his faith a hand-me-down. So, like right here, we're talking about like people feeling really comfortable with their religion because it has history, and using that history as like, hey, this has been around for a long time. This is why I believe it. And, and not really, you're just utilizing a lot of those beliefs to be a dick. Again, like you're pointing out other people's mistakes instead of worrying about yourself. We all suck in one form or another. And there's all things, I truly believe this, every one of us has things that we could work on and improve on. we're all shitty in some sense. But it's about learning your flaws and trying your best to nullify those in a way, instead of just utilizing things around you, whether it be religion, your abuse problem, your again, they talked about utilizing your baggage and your history as a weapon. So there's just a lot of point outs here, not just at faith, but all kinds of stuff. Just like being wary of your opinions and understanding how you could hurt another person and trying to be kind of wary of that. That's what I'm taking, at least. His faith is hand-me-down, the family, he wears them on his sleeve. Moral and values left under a Christmas tree. He once had the gift. He wears them on his sleeve. Morale, and values left under a Christmas tree. He once had the gift. Is he saying that he's exchanging his moral, religious views for like monetary things, material things, perhaps? He once had the gift, this image in his grandparents' eyes. No guns, no drugs, no rape, no end. His vacant soul is pale and blue. In empty gaze, his crow's feet are a vision of defeat. Sick and tired of the meaninglessness, the irrationale, he's desensitized. His every need and emotion, a cup half empty. But full of euphoria, he's searching for the lights within the dark, to switch his routine, to find a reason, to find faith and peace of mind. When one too many beliefs die, it's hard to see through these black eyes. Okay, interesting. So now we're kind of swapping to the perspective of the person lashing out, from my understanding, and them giving them maybe a benefit of the doubt of like, hey, it's hard to see through, like you've been beat down your whole life, you're bitter, you're lashing out, and it's hard to see through that cloud because of how you feel. Everyone forgives, everyone forgets, everyone is true, and no one here will lie to you. He knows the truth, hear nothing's certain, disregard what you've learned. To find faith and peace of mind, all of their gods died with his peace. I should know him, that heathen's me. Interesting. What a fucking... Okay, so he's the problem. He knows the truth, hear nothing certain, disregard what you've learned, to find faith and peace of mind, all of their gods died with his peace. I should know him, that heathen's me. Yeah, did not see that coming. See, I like this. This is forcing you to kind of utilize empathy while you're reading these lyrics, because you don't know that's a crazy twist. Okay, so let's go back real quick. He knows no shame, takes no blame, the simpleton. So is he maybe just kind of analyzing his own pitfalls per se? And like we were saying, like you're analyzing your own flaws and try to do better. Or is he saying that, oh, good for you, you know the truth, but in death, nothing's certain. What you've learned means nothing. And your religion dies with you. Like, because we don't know what happens, baby. After you die, you know? I don't know. This one's a thought provoker. I like that. But again, like, I didn't see that flipped part coming where it's like talking about the narrator. I'm not sure who wrote the lyrics in the band, so it's hard for me to say if it's, personally written, like, are the narrators like some just random person, you know what I mean? talking from the perspective of a fictional person. How about that? That's better. Regardless, I like this one a lot. Bro Dependent.
On what I hear, listen to what I see. I thought of this a lot, and it's becoming oh so clear. I take it in excess, if my true feelings are suppressed, I cannot find the words to say it without hurting. I'm listening to what you say, watching the things you do, as you take a dose of grief. You insist there's no relief. Perhaps another drink. And you take it in excess. It's your true feelings are suppressed. You cannot find a way to cure it without hurting. You cure it, but it seems your problem still remains. Obsession, compulsion, my friend. Overdoing everything, so focus on what you need. Listen to what you hear. This is the last time I listen. It's becoming all too clear. I completely confused. I take it in excess. My true feelings are suppressed. Just when I find the words to say it, I've spoken all too soon.
This is an extremely underrated song on this album. Only 500,000 listens. What the damn hell? Such a banger. We don't have lyrics for that one on Spotify here, so I didn't quite catch it because the instrumental on this one was popping. Good ass tune though. We're getting close to that halfway point. We're getting close. Woo! When does it turn to shit? I see we have actually, it's not truly. Okay, guys, settle down. Everybody settle down. Looks like we have some demos that were tagged on the end of this. I just didn't realize that. So we don't have to worry about that. So actually, this, oh shit, that's even better news. Real quick, we just listened to Black Eyes. Let's jump to the end and listen to Black Eyes acoustic real quick. Or do you, no. We'll play. I don't want to ruin the consistency of the album. Let's keep it going. Razor Burn.
She broke up with me 2 days later. I think she meant to want it Italy. She has a new man, I have a new mustache. Now all my friends are gonna call me Mountain Man. And everyone will think that I'm a stupid drifter. To walk the earth alone, I'll never shave again. On the night she left me, facial hair grew miraculously. I dressed in black like Johnny Cash and grew this beard of shame. I've heard it said you look a lot like Shirley Finn. And sometimes I'm speaking for Billy Gibbons. Look like a white man, but I'm an idiot. It's over. She left me, and she will soon forget me. She found out I was late. I grew a beard of shame.
I'm just going to say, guys, Come All Ye Faithful kind of slaps. That little addition there, keeping the tune. Love that. Love that. Weirdly, though, the rest of the song didn't really grab me. And I would say this is one of the very first ones that I'm like, meh, it's all right. It's okay. But the plays say differently. So I'm clearly on the wrong side of this one because 2,700,000 spins. And I'm over here just praising the hell out of the ones that don't have very many plays. I love it. That's the best part about people that are like share their opinions online and stuff. It's because everybody's opinion is so vastly different. You never know like what kind of minor ass song that person's going to love and what banger they're going to be like, no, this is not it. It's always so much fun in my opinion. Shaving Your Head.
You used to watch them fall.
I'm just going to point out here. We went from Bro Dependent to Razor Burn to Shaving Your Head. Is he dependent on a bro shaving his head and causing him razor burn? Chuck would be proud of that one, I think.
And you saw them distraught, but the attention that they got, it surrounds them. If we watch them enslaved, we could only laugh. What a loser, what a shame. Said we'd never play the. And now it seems you haven't learned the lesson. I guess you have to share the pain. The tainted blood leaves stains beyond your back. And in their words I hear your shame. How can you lie to me? In your eyes I can see placed in vacant. As you're caught in the act, you always wanted this. Now you feel the that. Are you happy to be sad? Is there pleasure in the seems you haven't learned a lesson. I guess you have to share the pain. But now the tainted blood leaves stains behind your back. And in their words I hear your shame.
This is another one that didn't really grab me. I feel like it's kind of a filler track, but let's look at the lyrics and see if we can get something out of here. You used to watch them fall and you saw them distraught, but the attention that they got, it surrounds them. If we watched them enslave, we could only laugh. What a loser, what a shame. Said we'd never play the, and now it seems you haven't learned a lesson. I guess you have to share the pain, and now the tainted blood leaves stains beyond your back. And in their words, I hear your shame. How can you lie to me? In your eyes, I can see crazed and vacant. As you're caught in the act, you always wanted this. Now you feel the stab. Are you happy to be sad? Is there pleasure in the... And now it seems you haven't learned the lesson. I guess you have to share the pain, but now the tainted blood leaves its stains beyond your back. And in their words, I hear your shame. As it makes you sick, do I make you scared? When you see what you once were as you're shaving your head. The scared boy thinks he sees. If you can't read his eyes, but you can read his eyes, his lies. I'm not sure what we're talking about there. I don't know. I'm not sure. Again, that's all right. It's all right. In my opinion, so far the last two are probably my least favorites on the album as we're listening through. Ride the Snake.
Time to ride the snake. Oh, I've gone dead and blink. I don't wanna talk to a stranger I once knew. Single-minded hunt to fill the bottomless well. Can afford the labor of the feelings that you ask to tax. Talk to me, I can't hear you. Did you say the pain has gone away? Just one question, will I see you at the show tomorrow? For the snake, they could never tell. We are losing weight. They will all feel love us if they cannot feel our hell. I'm not losing faith, and they're not losing faith. We won't have to feel unless we quit, unless we quit, unless we quit. There's nothing more to hide. Talk to me, I can't hear you. Did you say the pain has gone away? Just one question, will I see you at the show tomorrow? Oh, the snake. Don't you know that he does everything? He buys the food and cleans. He knows what I need to go on. He knows what I need to go on. This is your last chance. I can feel I'm fading as I watch you disappear, disappear. There's nothing left to fear. Talk to me, I can't hear you. If you say pain has gone away, just one question, will I see you at the show tomorrow? Tell me then what's wrong? What's wrong?
Okay, so I think this one is slightly better than the last two. Not by much, slightly. And yeah, I like the chorus. I like that this one slowed down a little bit after just being pummeled with momentum this entire album. Sorry, my mustache is fucking killing me. It's itchy. It's itchy. But and I like the slow with the chorus. Everything was really simple in this track. It didn't try to force anything really. I liked it, but it'd be like probably like a flat 6 range, where the last two were like probably 5s in my book. Yeah, something like that probably. Wind in your sail.
It's negative. I wish you the worst here. To feel the greatest pain. Positive.
My brain just can't keep up with lyrics sometimes. Like I'll know certain lines, but I'll sometimes shout them out the wrong time. My wife always gives me shit for it. We'll be singing and I'll be singing to a song and sing a line like 5 seconds too early. And she's like, will you fucking quit that? Like, I didn't mean to. It was accidental. That's a banger. That's a certified banger for sure. Absolute banger. And this one's interesting because it's a negative track. It says so in the first line. It's negative. I wish you the worst, dear. I've been singing, I wish you the worst year. I always thought it was, I wish you the worst year to feel the greatest pain. A positive, you say it's all in vain. You know it, I felt, and I won't feel again. I know you, hours of madness, years of dysfunction, the deepest embitterment, no will to strive or achieve. Finally in breakdown, perpetual fall on your knees as you crawl back to me. It ends like this. I can hope for bliss if you fail again, because I'm right here to witness every step. And when you trip, I will cherish it. Hours of madness, years of dysfunction, the deepest embitterment, no will to strive or achieve. Finally in breakdown, perpetual fall on your knees as you crawl back to me. I live to watch you fail. I live to watch you fail. I live to watch you fail. I am the wind in your sail. I love that part. That part's so sweet. I wish you the worst, dear, to feel the greatest pain, because I'm right here to retrieve all you stole, every tear and everything you own. And I wish you hours of madness, years of dysfunction, the deepest embitterment. No one will trust anyone. This is how I live. This is how you left me blue as I crawl back to you. That sounds sad, but that's what I'm imagining. So I think what we have here, folks, is a toxic relationship, almost enabling your the said partner, right? And just continuously letting them fuck up and enjoying it and using it against them. And it just builds embitterment back and forth. It kind of sounds like, I think that's what we have here. Very nice, very nice. Well, not the lyrics, but, well, the lyrics are nice, but the theme is not. The theme is not. A tale old as time. Drive by. Drunk on their mowers again, goddammit.
I'm entering transit on borrowed time. I was abducted for a short drive. Thought the was open, but she's been inside. She left me out here to justify. And pain is here now. It's some form of goodbye. But you died. Yes, you died. I knew your secret. Unstuck in time. I met you in transit with 5 other notes. You ran me over, reckless but true. And think my oceans, my eyes are desert of dry, expecting you to drive by. I want to see, to tell you I'm sorry. And pain is here now. It's a form of goodbye. I've been expecting you. I've been expecting. I met her in transit on her way home. She left us out here. I wanna know she made it back to them.
So I'm kind of curious about something here. This one it wasn't a great track. It wasn't a great track. Okay. I was wondering where Alien 8 was. I thought that was on this album. It's actually on double platinum. What the fuck? I I never realized that that's the name of it. I thought it was double platinum. I didn't. That's good. Okay. Okay. So I hear this whole time. I was like, when's Alien 8 pop on? I fucking love that track. I was a little sad. When I saw them live at Riot Fest. Joey kind of bitched about having to play it. And I don't know if it was a bit or if he actually feels that way. It made me a little sad, I'm not going to lie, because that song is a fucking banger. So good. And I think the way he was acting on stage, it was just like they've played it a lot, and he's kind of over it, which I get. I get it. But I was sad to hear it. Over the Hill.
Scaling the mountain, I have given up my pride, and I'm clinging to this rocky edge, a rose thorn in my side. Its fabled contradiction is bittersweet and blind, and I'm balancing the mountain of compromise. I went over the hill to be with you. I went over the hill. I am over the hill to be with you. Am I holding on to lies or holding on to life? Standing in position, objectivity provide, 'cause it's hard to ignore losing when you're winning all the time. And the weight of it's too heavy, the ceiling far too low. This commitment is restraining, and I can't grow. I went over the hill, over the hill. I am over the hill to be with you. Am I holding on to life or holding on to lies? In retrospect, in your absence, my disposition's gone. As I close my eyes to searching, treasuring what I once lost, I let go of the noose and breathe again. I am falling from hanging and landing afoot.
I really like the vibe that one carried, for sure. Scaling the mountain, I have given up my pride, and I'm clinging to this rocky edge, a rose thorn in my side. It's fabled contradiction, it's bittersweet and blind, and I'm bouncing the mountain of compromise. I went over the hill to be with you. I went over the hill. I am over the hill to be with you. Am I holding on to lies or holding on to life? Standing in position, objectivity goes by. Because it's hard to ignore losing when you're winning all the time. And the weight of this too heavy, this ceiling far too low, this commitment is restraining, and I can't grow. I went over the hill, over the hill. I am over the hill to be with you. I am holding on to life, or holding on to lies. In retrospect, in your absence, my disposition's gone, as I close my eyes to search for treasure in what I once lost. I let go of the noose and breathe again. I am falling from the game and mending a foot. So I think right here we're just talking about a relationship here again, where one makes a sacrifice to, like, you went over the hill, so I'm assuming it's like, first off, it's a great play on words, because I'm over the hill to be with you on the next part, where you're like thrilled that you took this leap at first, right? And then perhaps your partner's a little too strict, or won't let you be you, that kind of thing, and you're feeling like a caged bird. And then at the end, the relationship's over. I am falling from the game, love, I'm assuming, and mending a foot. And so the cycle begins. again. Not a bad track. Layman's terms. All right, so real quick, I looked up on Wiki because I was curious because I realized we're listening to the 30th year anniversary album, and I'm like, you know what? They always add extra songs on there, kind of demos and whatnot, which makes sense with the last couple tracks being demos. And I looked, and it looks like the last song of the album technically was "Ride the Snake." Now, I'm curious enough that I'm going to go through this list, except for the demos. I'm not going to check out the demos, but I'm going to listen to the rest of the stuff. And then I'll give 2 ratings at the end. My rating stopping at track 14, right after 14. So Ride the Snake being the last song on the album. And my 30th anniversary edition rating, I guess. Defeat You.
You're walking away, and I can't take this disappointment again. I'm not waiting.
like this song was pretty solid too. It's this and layman's terms are both solid. I kind of wish personally that these were in place of like Razor Burn, Shaving Your Head, or Ride the Snake. Same with Wind in Your Sails should definitely have been in the original release. Regardless, I'm happy we're getting it now. You know what I'm saying? Name dropping. This is the early version. So I don't know what's the difference between early version and demo. Is this like they put it out this way, and then later they kind of reconfigured things and put it out a way they prefer, and then which made this kind of a antiquated version? I don't know, but we're gonna check it out. I think technically it's a demo. I think it would have been really cool. So first off, the biggest problem I had with the early version is there was a weird tapping. I don't know if it was coming from the drums or what it was coming from, but it really bothered the shit out of me. I think it would have been really cool if they would have utilized that guitar tone on maybe a different song or maybe one of the last three songs. Just like, trying something different, because I thought that did bring a really cool sound to the table. And I do think it would have kind of helped feel a little refreshed, because this album does have it has a sound as a whole, right? You hear it, it's Lagwagon, what you're getting. The lyrics are solid, you know what I mean? Instrumentally, they're doing stuff, but it does have a sound. I think this doesn't quite fit into that sound, and it at times sounds a little off, but the high-pitched guitar tone was a kind of a cool sound, and I think it could have helped refresh the album just a smidgen. Nonetheless, continue to Bitter Old Man.
But
this song took a turn, a Vandals 14 turn. God damn. No. I think, I don't know. I think that just is being, yeah, I agree. I'm foul, disgusting, perverted. Yeah. I don't know if that falls in the bitter old man category, but it definitely falls in the creep territory. Fucking hell. The song was good until that little pop thing popped out of me. I was like, oh, that's not bitter. That's creepy as fuck. Sinatra Gandhi. I'm excited about this one.
3 choices, 1 bullet, 1 trigger. Guess who gets the bullet? 1 leader, 1,000 slaves. For every drum, there's 1,000 graves. That's right, baby.
Okay, hold on. I want to test something. Okay, guys? Hear me out. I'm going to replay this part.
Slaves, for every drum, there's 1,000 graves. That's right, baby.
Got that fucking George Thorogood going on. Hold on. Okay, maybe not such a cool transition. I was like, dude, this would have been hilarious to add at the beginning of the album. First off, everyone's like, what the fuck did I just buy? Is this punk George Thorogood? What? It's okay. And then bam, the rest of the album just smacks you around. That would have been awesome. Black Eyes acoustic.
He knows no shame and takes no blame. This simpleton sees everything. He's only satisfied to point out others' mistakes. Never afraid to use his pride. His tradition is old, his faith the hand-me-down. The family, he wears them on his sleeve. Morale and value left under a Christmas tree. He once had the gift, this image in his grandparents' eyes. No guns, no drugs, no rape, no end. His vacant soul is pale and blue. In empty gaze, his crow's feet are a vision of defeat. Sick and tired of the meaninglessness, the irrational. He's desensitized his every need and emotion. A cup half empty, but full of euphoria. He's searching for the light switch in the dark, to switch his routine, to find a reason, to find faith and peace of mind. When one too many beliefs died, it's tough to see through these black eyes. Everyone forgives, everyone forgets, everyone is true, and no one here will lie to you. He knows the truth, he knows the truth. Hear nothing certain, disregard what you've learned, to find faith and peace of mind. When all of the gods died with his peace, I should know him, not he bends me.
All right, hot take, guys, hot take. Joey, or any of the Lagwagon members, if you're listening, I would freaking love an entire album of either acoustic covers, acoustic originals, that was gorgeous, and it needs to be done. Lagwagon needs to do this. I feel like there's a lot of bands like Black Eyes. This song is beautiful. The piano edition, wonderful. They just know how to do an acoustic bit so good. I understand, like, they have a sound and people might be like, I think that would be really freaking cool, because I know for a fact Alienate has a freaking amazing cover or an acoustic. There's another track on there as well that has a good acoustic. Almost every Lagwagon acoustic I've heard. Yeah, I'll go out and say that. Every Lagwagon acoustic song I have heard is in the A tier range, at least. Like, it's fantastic. You can almost sing along with it by a listen or two. If not within the first listen, you're really getting those lyrics really nice and crisp. And I feel like it would be an easy getaway from your own sound. Like, if you needed a break from the Lagwagon sound, you know what I mean? And especially with Lagwagon being around as long as it has, it could potentially get generic to its own sound, and that would be a cool little thing to kind of maybe help shake up some creativity and stuff. I would die for a damn acoustic album, or like greatest hits but acoustics. You know what I mean? Something like that. I think Silverstein, not that they're not, considered a punk band by any means, but they dropped like an entire album of like acoustics, if I remember correctly, like acoustic covers or whatever, and it was freaking awesome. So that'd be really sweet from Lagwagon, especially since they do it so freaking well. And Joey's voice just really does fit that kind of vibe. Sick. This is a demo. Should we? All right, listen, I'm not going to do Sick, and I'm not going to do Shaving Your Head demo. Okay? But Derek's instrumental, we are going to do, because it's an original track, and it's not on here anywhere else. Let's get into it. So that was a fun instrumental for sure. Let me adjust this real quick. Yeah, I actually was really happy that that was included. I like the grittiness of it. Actually had a different sound a little bit than their typical production style. By the way, shout out to, I really did enjoy, where was it? It was produced by Ryan Green. So shout out to him. The production and mixing of this was really nice, especially for a punk album. Okay, well, looks like all songs, according to Wiki at least, were written by Joey Cape, at least in the first 14. Not sure after that of how that works. Studio Fat Punk. Fat Punk, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's go to Hoss here. Hoss. We're going to give her the old rating here. So you can see the critics say it's an 80, and the users say it's a 78 on albumoftheyear.org. It's where I like to rate my music. Stupid random ass dude. I have ratings for everything. Like I don't know. My brain is broken. I see a movie, I have to rate it. If I play a game, I have to rate it. If I listen to music, I have to rate it. According to my doctor, that might be the tism, but it's too expensive. Go get checked. Well, in any case, it's fun for the community. They get to laugh at my OCD-ish having to rate things. So this is hard because, all right, listen, I like almost every track on here. I am not a fan of these last three. Razor Burn, Shaving Your Head, and Ride the Snake. Just didn't do it for me. If those were replaced by Sinatra Getty, Wind in Your Sail, and maybe even Layman's Terms, Bitter Old Man would have been an interesting addition as well. Those would, like, I think this would be a perfect album, probably. I think these three are the weak points here. So the last half, but god damn are the other ones bangers. So here's where we're sitting. 3 out of 14 I wasn't a fan of. I am not going to math this. I'm going to feel this. I'm going to put my feeling into this. We're going to go with a 91 out of 100. Fucking phenomenal album. Phenomenal. Absolutely banging. Great album. 3 songs that are weak, but man, are there some bops on there. I love that sometimes the tone comes off like a lot, like it's fun, but the lyrics have a real depth to it. They ask some serious questions. They make you question things, empathize with different stuff, and it's just a fun ride throughout. I think my issue was towards that last 10 or 11 tracks, right? The sound had become a little redundant, and those last 3 just didn't hit for me because of that. So this is a personal thing, obviously my personal taste. I have this happen a lot with music in general, especially albums. I actually rate albums rather a little bit harsher than I think just songs individually, because it's, yeah, if you're not a fan of a couple tracks, usually it brings it down a lot. But damn, the production was so good. Again, the chorus power on a lot of these tracks, like, just bops, and then the lyricism really, really knocks this up to that echelon for me. I think this is a really, really good album. I was super worried about it because of the 26 songs. I'm going to be honest with you guys. That the 30th year anniversary, I think would be probably closer to, like, if I had to rate it on a full scale, probably closer to, like, you know, probably like an 80 if I had to consider, like, all the demos and stuff. But as someone who enjoys Lagwagon, I would call myself a fan. I think it's cool to see those bits, even if they're not perfect. Are there, you know what I mean? It's hard to criticize those. So definitely not a huge takeaway. I found them really cool. I hope you guys did as well. I know this was kind of voted on. I believe this was the Discord pick. We had a Patreon pick, which was Progress, the RX Bandits. We checked out that entire album. And then we had this, which was a Discord vote. So shout out to our Discord community. You guys are freaking awesome. If you guys haven't already, please go join the Discord. Have some fun with us. Bullshit about music and pretty much any kind of music. But, you know, we listen to a lot of rock-based stuff over here. But I'm never offended talking pretty much any genre. And we have a good time over there. Got a lot of cool people in there. So, yeah, I really appreciate them voting this into place. I believe this was a Lost Motel suggestion. What we did was we just posted a post where you could drop whatever albums, you know what I mean? Like you had one choice of an album. What would you make me check out? And then we threw those into a poll, and this is what came out on top. So really thankful because this really falls into the theme that you guys are going to be seeing for me. It worked out really good, actually. I had mentioned earlier in the year that I've been checking out a lot of proto-punk and trying to understand where the genres, in general, just a lot of music from the 60s and 70s, even 50s, the Sonics, Red Crayola, Velvet Revolver, those kinds of bands. And so that was one of my goals this year. And my other goal this year is throwing some anniversary reactions at you guys. And this perfectly fell for a 30-year anniversary. So what up? And I didn't mistake earlier. I said there was a 30-year edition, and that was incorrect. That version dropped in 2011. So it's definitely not the 30th year anniversary or anything like that. It's just the 30th year anniversary. So in my head I said that, but it was incorrect. Good stuff. I'm really thrilled with this. Shout out to the boys in Lagwagon. So just good shit for sure. That's definitely skate punk. I like the pop punk categorization as well. I would put that as a secondary though over skate punk. Skate punk is definitely the theme there. I would say secondary would be pop punk. Fat record. Good shit. Again, shout out to Lost Motel for the recommendation. Shout out to the Discord community for voting this album into reactions, and thanks again for falling into my secret anniversary plans for these albums that I'm checking out. Hope you guys have a good one. Peace.